Hey everyone. Have you ever been so close to giving up? Do you remember the last time you wanted to quit? They say success comes to those who work hard and stay committed to their goals. But what does that really mean? The truth is, success isn't an overnight phenomenon. It's the result of consistent effort and perseverance. And sometimes we forget that. We get caught up in the end result and lose sight of the journey. But here's a reminder that success is often built on the last stroke, just like a stone breaks under the pressure of countless hammers blows. It's not just about the final strike, it's about all the previous ones that built up to it. In this video, we're going to look at why success is built on every effort you make, even when it seems like nothing is happening. So let's dive in together. Have you ever seen a blacksmith at work? The way they shape a piece of metal into a beautiful work of art is fascinating, but it's also very challenging. It requires a lot of strength and skill. At first glance, you might think the most important part is the final strike that finishes the piece. But actually, every strike matters. Each blow of the hammer brings the metal closer to the desired shape. Even the early strikes are important. They may not be as flashy or as decisive as the last one, but they are the foundation upon which the entire piece is built. It's the same with success. Let's say you're working towards a goal. Maybe it's getting a job, finishing a project, or making progress in your studies. When you start, it can feel like you're just striking the metal, putting in the work without seeing any immediate results. But that's where a lot of people give up. They don't see the progress they want to see, so they quit. But if you keep striking, keep putting in the effort, eventually you will see results. The early strikes may not seem like much, but they're building the foundation for your success. Do you remember the famous story of Thomas Edison and his invention of the light bulb? He worked tirelessly for months, conducting thousands of experiments and trying out different materials. Many people thought he was crazy. They could understand why he would keep going when he had already spent so much time and money on the project. But Edison didn't give up. He kept trying until he finally created the first incandescent light bulb. Can you imagine what would have happened if he had stopped at 9,999? We might still be using candles for light. His last successful experiment wasn't some miraculous breakthrough. It was the culmination of thousands of small steps, each building on the last. So remember that the next time you're working towards a goal, whether it's something big or something small, every effort you make, every step forward, no matter how tiny, is bringing you closer to where you want to be. We all encounter challenges in our lives. Sometimes these challenges seem too big and too difficult to overcome, causing us to feel overwhelmed and ready to give up. But what if we shifted our perspective? What if instead of focusing on the size of the challenge, we focused on the progress we've made so far? Imagine you're a scientist working on a cure for a deadly disease. For years, you worked tirelessly in the lab, conducting experiments and analyzing data. Progress is slow, and there are many setbacks. But you don't give up. Finally, after years of hard work, you and your team discover a potential breakthrough. You've developed a drug that shows promise in treating the disease. The discovery doesn't cure the disease completely, but it's a significant step forward. It gives hope where there was none before. The point is, even when things don't go exactly as planned, progress is still progress. We should celebrate the small victories and appreciate the journey, not just focus on the destination. Thomas Jefferson once said, "I'm a very slow walker, but I never walk back." This quote perfectly encapsulates the importance of appreciating the journey and not being afraid to take our time. There's a popular saying that Rome wasn't built in a day, and it's true. Great things take time, so it's important to enjoy the process and celebrate the small wins along the way. Another great quote that reminds us of this is by the Chinese philosopher Lao Tzu, who said, "A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step." This means that every big journey starts with just one step. Sometimes we can get overwhelmed by the enormity of our goals and lose sight of the fact that they are made up of smaller, more manageable steps. So whenever you're feeling stuck or demotivated, remember, even the longest journey starts with just one step. Don't focus on the distance. Focus on taking the first step. You know, as children, we used to love building sandcastles at the beach. We would spend hours creating these elaborate structures, adding turrets and moats and other fancy features. But no matter how hard we tried, the sandcastles would always eventually crumble. Yet we never seemed to mind. We would just start over again, rebuilding a new and even more magnificent castle. Why did we do this? Because we found joy in the process, not just in the end result. Think about the projects you're working on. Are you enjoying the journey, or are you just focused on the end result? Remember, success is built on every effort you make. So find joy in the process, appreciate the small wins, and keep building your sandcastles. Now, I know I've been talking about the importance of consistency and hard work. But let me clarify. It's not just about grinding day after day without taking any time to rest or recharge. That's not sustainable, and it's not healthy. We all need breaks. We all need to recharge our batteries. The key is to find a balance between working hard and resting when necessary. Imagine a boxer training for a championship fight. They train hard, hitting the punching bag, sparring with other boxers, and conditioning their body to be strong and resilient. But they don't train 24/7. They take breaks in between training sessions. They eat well and get enough sleep to recover. Why? Because they know that rest is an essential part of the training process. It's not just about working harder, it's about working smarter. We often think of Thomas Edison as a genius inventor, and he was. But what many people don't realize is that he was also incredibly disciplined. He set specific goals for himself, and he held himself accountable. He was meticulous about keeping detailed records of his experiments, and he followed a strict schedule. His discipline helped him stay focused and motivated, even when he faced setbacks. Discipline isn't about restricting yourself or denying yourself pleasures. It's about consciously choosing what you want to prioritize. So if you want to succeed, find a balance between hard work and rest. Set goals and hold yourself accountable, but also allow yourself time to relax and recharge. Imagine you're watching a movie and the hero is facing off against the villain. The hero has to face many obstacles and challenges, but they keep pushing through because they have a strong sense of right and wrong. Suddenly, the hero gets knocked down. They're injured and exhausted, but they refuse to give up. Why? Because they believe in what they're fighting for. Their belief keeps them going, even when they face seemingly insurmountable odds. Similarly, when you face challenges and setbacks, it's your beliefs that will help you push through. What do you believe in? Or what are your core values and principles? When you have a strong sense of purpose and meaning, it becomes easier to persevere through tough times. So remember, success is built on the strength of your beliefs. Hold on to what you believe in and use it to fuel your journey towards success. We've come to the end of our journey, but remember, this isn't a destination. It's just another stop on your path to success. Keep going, keep striving, and keep believing in yourself. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who might need it. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this. Thank you for watching.